There's a bit of sauce there as well, is it? You're not going to dip that in the sauce, no?
Oh, fuck.
Lucky. Oh, Jesus. That'll be a stop, would you?
What?
A little stabbing motion, I like it. Oh, see, that's why you need to fold it first. You need to fold it first, man.
I know I'm supposed to fold it. These type of pizzas, there's a little trick to eating them, I hear.
Yeah, exactly. There's a fold.
I'm going to practice this roll. I don't know if I can do it.
Disgusting, I'd say.
You're not missing that.
Rotten. Rotten.
You're missing that.
Looks rotten. So we're back at it again. First time around, we were obviously talking about Dublin pubs, and a few questions got thrown up about food. And things have changed quite a bit.
We've come a long way from our toasted ham and cheese sandwiches and our king crisps and all that sort of stuff. But that's the whole reason I suppose we're talking about this, letting people know. There's a lot of choice here. And there's a lot of local, fresh used ingredients. Over the years, listening to tourists mention the food, how good it was, how surprised they were that they didn't expect that the food was going to be as good here.
Yeah, so the Gravediggers, why is it called the Gravediggers? Well, this gate closed in 1878. The Gravediggers worked there. This is the older part of the cemetery. They would get thirsty when you dig a grave, that the guys would knock on the wall with either a shovel or boot or a stone. And then the barman would come out the door, past here, into the railings, and the drinks would go to the railings. They'd pay then, or else they'd pay on the slate when they got the tips after the funeral. A lot of times glass didn't go in there. Sometimes jam jars went in there, earthenware jars went in there, metal cups went in there, any jar went in there. So some people say going for a jar. My dad used to say that might have come from here. They do a lot of movies here and say like TV dramas, period dramas, and they set the bar with food they would have eaten back in the day or write the menus. But if you're looking what they wouldn't have had much selection. Cold meats. I have a flyer from 1880 from Joseph Cavanagh, came back from the American Civil War, and it had meat and cheese sandwiches only written on it, you know? That's all we did. And my mum did that, as I said, in the 80s, yeah. So you would have had a big lump of ham and a big lump of cheese on the counter and slice away with some pickles, a bit of bread, that was it.
Was there any truth to the story about the body snatchers?
This is the only cemetery not to be body snatched.
Because of the towers?
The towers and they used to have bloodhounds and armed guards. So the fort down there, right down the end of the wall beside the Botanic Gardens, where they kept the dogs, and the turrets around are where they used to have armed guards. And yeah, nobody ever got out. Right. They got in, they never got out. Yeah.
Kieran, we're here to sample your famous coddle.
Yep, infamous.
Infamous. Oh, yeah.
Legendary, whatever you want to call it. Boiled stuff.
So, it's your own recipe? Is it you rub it on your ma? What's the story?
My mum comes from Yorkshire, so she learned to coddle off my dad's mother, Mrs. Kavanagh. And yeah, so mum made coddle as a kid, when I was a kid, and it was back in the day when it was hairy rashers, thick cut rashers with a lot of rind on it, big sausages, boiled up potatoes, usually whole, big onion, take out the onion, broth. That was it.
It didn't look the most appetizing.
No, it was kind of hair sticking out of it. I think pigs were shaved differently back then. Yeah. And yeah, it was a lot of that flossing going on. So then we decided to have a bit of fun with coddle because...
Right, this is what I was going to ask you about, because there's something on the menu I haven't heard of before. This is the coddle pancake.
This is the famous coddle pancake. Famous.
Soon to be famous.
Hopefully famous. No, it was basically came up as a kind of a joke during COVID lockdown. There was a guy in the south side of the city kind of slagging off coddle, and he was at the time making a crispy pancake filling with lasagna. And it looked really interesting, and he said, anybody any ideas for a filling? And he said, nobody mentioned coddle. So I said, coddle.
I'm not going to lie. It's 10 times better than I thought it was going to be.
Excellent.
A coddle pancake, when I was first hearing the concept, I thought, Jesus, no way.
So did the internet. I never thought I'd be trolled for a coddle pancake. There you go.
Coddle's amazing. But that pancake,
It's deadly, isn't it?
that pancake is fucking deadly.
I think people are intimidated with codle in the first place, and they say you're putting in a pancake and deep frying it, they're totally, they've lost them. This is our family business. This has been our family since 1833. My mum's the current owner at the moment. My dad unfortunately passed away 5 years ago. He took over the pub in 1973. My grandfather took over in 1943. My great-grandfather took over in 1911. And my great-great-grandfather in 1878 or 1880, I'm not so sure.
Keep it in the family.
That's it, yeah.
Keep it in the family. You were born and bred here. Your father took it over, is
My mother.
Your mother took it over?
Yeah.
Well, my grandmother actually first. Yeah, so my dad has always worked there for as long as I've been alive, and then him and his brother Fred both took it over then, I think about 13 years ago, it must be. But my grandmother, you know, she still worked there till she was about 80, collecting glasses.
How long has the pub been here actually? Sorry, you forgot to ask that.
We've no records. We can't get records. It goes back hundreds of years, yeah. Well, that's the school hall outside.
So it used to be the school hall, so that's why it's called the Strawberry Hall. It's definitely one of the oldest pubs in Dublin, maybe even in Ireland. It definitely goes back to the 1800s, but they don't have an exact date.
In the old days, this was the original resort before Bray or anything like that. There were all hackney cars came out from the city centre, through the park and down Knockmaroon Hill, down to here. And every house along the road was a she-bean. So
is that why there's no records of this pub? Been a pub for a long time.
Could have been, yeah.
I was thinking that when you said it, I was like, yeah, it smelled of she-bean off the place.
She-bean chic.
When we built the new garden, that kind of opens it up again, where you know you can sit and have a coffee, or now with the pub reopened as a restaurant currently, you can sit there and have the pizza as well in the evening, so it's really nice.
In September last year, we started the pizza and the coffee at the same time. So yeah, we have Roberto in there, Neapolitan style pizza.
We're all different, and here's how I eat my pizza.
Sorry. Whopper.
Delicious.
Nice, man.
It looks amazing.
Happy days. So basically, when
I'm just admiring it.
Neapolitan style, you want to just basically flip it back this way and then fold it.
Flipping a fold.
That's what I thought.
And then fold.
So basically, yeah, flip it back and then
fold.
like pinch it, you know?
Okay.
And then that garlic dip. Pushing the dip, it's unreal, isn't it?
Very garlicky.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Make it ourselves, they're fresh.
Stop, lads.
Yeah, I like to cook,
Stop
my friend. How do you make
lights.
that fresh?
We always did sandwiches.
Always
Yeah. But we never went any further than that with sandwiches, and that was it.
The brainchild was yourselves and your daughter concoction.
It was my daughter getting the goat's gruff in the car park. She did that.
So this is the food truck that's just across.
That's right, yeah.
Ghost Gruff started just a year ago, so we're just celebrating our first birthday now. A lot of places were closed during lockdown, so you know we had a setup in a way that people could come down safely.
Made a few changes to the place. Definitely.
Yeah.
Putting up the petitions and whatnot. I thought you had a brilliant way of putting it. How many snugs officially do you have in the pub?
25.
25.
25, yeah.
Snug City. Snug
Yeah.
Is it a completely different crowd? Because obviously before you would have had your locals. But
Yeah.
they're probably not coming for.
No.
So,
They're anti-pizza. We're Uncle Pizza.
A younger crowd now?
Yeah, much younger crowd.
Yeah, imagine the demographic has changed.
Yeah, it has.
And how are you finding that?
I'm delighted with it. It's
Yeah.
great crack. It's a change.
It's a change.
Yeah.
That's it.
You have
Mix
to
it up.
adapt.
That's the attitude.
Who sprays graffiti? You know what problem child Oscar Wilde.
It was cool that it came full circle, because they needed the food and then we were ready to go.
It's nice to hear. Something I think a lot more people should be a bit more conscious of. You know? Definitely.
That's it. Well, you have to look for the positives out of anything. Yeah.
Jeez, I'll give you a hug, man, but we're not allowed to.
Little town I call my own. A Dublin can be heaven with coffee at 11.
People around the area would always talk about the music here.
Yeah,
on the
that's
Monday
right.
night, you know,
Well,
that's
the same band were playing for 15 years on a Monday night.
Wow,
Yeah. Until this year.
that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure, we're going to cross that bridge when we come to it. This is all the pipeline at the moment. What's going to happen? But still, it's early days. I am positive. I'm optimistic that we're going to go back to not exactly the same way it was. Things are going to happen overnight, but yeah, it's too big part of the pub scene. You know, of who you are. I assume. You know.
Yeah.
It's not only people know about your pint and how scenic it is, the hospitality, but also the music, and now, of course, the food.
Remember you had bus service as well for all local all around the area.
Well, that saved the pub. The pub was gone.
I remember,
Yeah, 14 years we had that. And then the insurance companies came along and said, sorry, you're making money out of this, so you have to get a commercial license.
Of course they do.
And another little wall to put in front of you. Anyway, we're still here. We used to have swans coming up from the river.
Oh yeah?
And these two swans would come up around the side of the pub and knock on the kitchen window with their beak to be fed. But then they started lying in the middle of the road and we had to move them on. No more service.
Goats, gruff, where did that
That's you wouldn't believe how many people ask us that question, man. To be honest with you, like it's because of the bridge, you know. And that Norwegian fairy tale, and the moral of the story is like don't be greedy. So the idea is like we wanted to start our own business, so we wanted to start with like a small kind of humble setup in the side of a car park underneath the bridge. So yeah,
Brilliant, I like
it.
it.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck.
Cheers, man. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate it.